Hello everybody and welcome back to Operation Logistics, where I was just noticing some of these assumptions aren't even true anymore, and they're not really very relevant anymore. Let's get rid of them. Those assumptions are not really a thing. Excellent. To do, make this controlled by the waypoint on this building. Oh, right, so that we can determine... if we want to drop off here or not in the as yet hypothetical waypoint interface. Okay, there we go. There isn't a waypoint interface yet, but there may be later on. So, let's see here. What else do we want to do? Are we basically done with vehicles? I feel like we're basically done with vehicles. I mean, we're still going to need to be able to, like, sort it onto a vehicle to send it, like... Okay, I'm not explaining this well. Let me sort this a bit, and what I'm trying to say is that we need to figure out a way to get it from the current location where the parcel is, after it's been sorted, to the vehicle that gets it closest to its destination. Well, the first step would be probably the delivery station closest to its destination, right? So that would be if we have like a truck depot set up and we were able to put it on a truck and send it to another postal office that was closer to its destination. And then from there, we would load it onto the vehicle. But even then, that essentially assumes full coverage. Unless we were to completely overhaul the route system, which I kind of don't want to do. I don't know. I'm going to have to think about that. But for right now, we should go ahead and test the returning when it's full or needs to refuel. Now, another thing that I would actually like to do, though, is I noticed that the delivery vehicle filled up really fast. I'm guessing it's because it picked up a crate, and the crate filled it almost full. So let's go ahead and adjust the vehicle balances, shall we? We do that in here, in the scripts. And our delivery vehicle has a cargo capacity of 10, but a weight capacity of 9,000. That seems a little bit off to me. Realistically speaking, when we're looking at our weight to volume ratio, the weight is almost always, what, double to 4 times the volume? 4 times the volume. Well, in this particular case, it's 8 times the volume. But regardless, our weight capacities are way higher than our volume capacities. So let's go ahead and up the delivery vehicle cargo capacity to... Well, actually, we're going to need to do this to all of them, I think. So the plane will be at about 2,500. We'll just multiply them all by like 2.5. So 20,000 for the ship, 12,500 for the train, 250 for the truck, and 25 for the delivery vehicle. That's more than doubling. We'll see how that feels. Okay, and we'll go ahead and set up shop right around here. We will go ahead and purchase, say, this factory, demolish it, delivery and sorting, postal office, and we are going to need to set up a route, so we will go ahead and do that. We're going to be going, actually, you can go there, you can go there, 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 and there for maximal coverage. And we'll go into coverage map mode just so that we can see. And yeah, you can tell that that's pretty much maximal coverage. There's these little areas off over here. But maybe what we'll do is we'll make it so that it takes it to the vehicle that is closest to that location. I'm going to need to write this down. Okay, I'm actually going to pull open my release calendar spreadsheet here because this is where I'm keeping my to-dos and known issues. So here's my release calendar. It's exciting stuff. As you can see, I don't have any more exploration modes right now because there isn't anything coming out. Hooray, E3 week. However, let's go ahead and in the to-dos, we will say something along the lines of this. What are we going to say? We are going to say that if a if a parcel is going to a hex that there is not coverage for, it should be sorted onto the vehicle on the route that is closest to the destination hex. And I need to just go ahead and do that. So it's sorted onto the vehicle on the route that is closest to the destination hex in coverage. Then the vehicle will go as close as it can on the route, then proceed on foot from there, taking, what, maybe an hour per hex? 10 minutes per hex? How long does it normally take per hex to travel? The normal speed is much faster than that. It's normally like 10 minutes per hex? I think an hour per hex is about right. Taking maybe an hour per hex to get to, or rather per building hex to get to its destination. Okay. And I must format that as well. Excellent. Okay, so that's going to be how we're going to sort that unless I get a better idea. Okay, so let's go ahead and just put a vehicle on this route. Vehicle assigned to route. I don't know what the cat is doing right now, but my window is vibrating. I don't know. I'm confused. Anyway, let's go ahead and play this. Okay, so there it goes. Actually, it usually takes an hour to go the entire hex, doesn't it? Yeah, it usually takes an hour. Okay, in that case, I'm going to say that walking there is going to take, what, like, maybe 2 hours per building hex to get to its destination? Sure, we'll go with that. Okay. Nothing has popped up in our hex yet except for this over here. I'm going to go up to full speed. Oh, and it's not currently looking at the next hex. That's something we're going to want to do, for sure. Okay, it's going to pick up that shipping container. Well, it tried to pick up the shipping container. Uh-huh. That's a problem. Okay, so we have a problem here. And that problem is it attempted to pick up this shipping container, but it can't fit the shipping container. So it immediately turned around and headed back, despite the fact that it has not picked up anything else. That is certainly a problem. Okay, so we have a couple of things that we've identified that we want to do. We want to make it face the correct location. So visuals.transform.position equals this, that's fine. But we should also do something along the lines of visuals.transform.lookat And we want to look at next hex location. Yes. I'm not 100% certain that that's going to work, but we'll see. We might have to rotate the visuals or in the prefab or something. We'll see how that actually ends up working. The other thing is, if we are full, like if we are out of fuel, we have to go back. But in this case, I think we only go back if we actually have packages picked up. If carrying.count is greater than 0, then we'll go back. So if we picked anything up, then and only then will we go back. So let's test this. Also, there was a argument exception. An element with the same key already exists in the dictionary. That's in the parcel manager, line 157. That's something we should address. Parcel manager, line 157. It was attempting to put a delivery somewhere where there's already a delivery, it would appear. Yeah, okay. So parcel.destination equals new int 3 world hex biome hex building hex, and why are we not using the hex manager.getRandom hex? Hang on. Get random hex. Okay, that's just a world hex. Okay, fair enough. It's just a world hex. And I kind of don't feel like writing another method for that. So we do need to check to make sure that our destination is not already on the list. So while awaiting delivery dot contains key, right? I think we already did this up here for the origin, right? Technically we didn't. But the from building, I think, determines that. So the building then is the one that generates this. So let's go to the building and see how we did this in the building real quick. If not awaiting pickup dot contains key dot location and close enough to player structure, then we generate the package. Easy enough. So while awaiting delivery dot contains key, and this would be parcel.destination, and we want it to not contain the key, but while it does contain the key, then we want to essentially re-roll this. So parcel.destination.world hex would remain the same, but biome hex equals biome hex, and parcel.destination.building hex equals building hex. And we want to re-roll these. We don't need to redeclare the variables, of course. Okay, so now theoretically, assuming that everything here I just had another thought. Theoretically, if every single one of these has a delivery planned for it, this is just going to hang, and it's going to do this infinitely. That's a problem. How are we going to get around that? Because that's actually not even that far-fetched of a scenario. I mean, we could... We could put in a breakout. So, like, for example, we could put in int iterations equals 0. And then if we do this, say 100 times, iterations plus plus. Oh, I spelled it iterations. Okay, iterations plus plus. And then if iterations is greater than or equal to 100, then we will just simply return. And we're just going to give up. There. Now it's not going to infinitely loop. Excellent. Okay, I do want to test our couple of things real quick. However, it is actually time to put a cut in here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next episode, we will test these new functions. Subscribe for more, and I will see you all next time.